Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. That's a statement many people struggle to accept. We often expect that once someone forgives us, everything should go back to the way it was before. We expect the pain to disappear, the trust to return, and the memory to fade. But that's not how the human mind works. Imagine touching a hot stove as a child. Years later, every time you see a glowing burner, your hand instinctively pulls back, not because you're angry at the stove, but because your brain remembers the pain. Human relationships work in much the same way. Have you ever heard someone say, "If you really forgave me, you'd forget what happened"? It sounds reasonable until you're the one who got hurt. The thing is, forgiveness and forgetting are not the same. Think about your own life for a second. Out of everything you've been through, what do you remember most easily? The ordinary days, or the moments that hurt you the most? For most people, it's the painful ones. Not because we enjoy reliving them, but because our brains are wired to remember experiences that caused emotional or physical pain. Psychologists call this the negativity bias. It's one of the ways the brain tries to protect us from being hurt in the same way again. That's why you can genuinely forgive someone and still remember exactly what they did. Forgiveness is a choice. Memory is just how the brain works. They're not the same thing. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine a young man who borrowed money from his closest friend during one of the hardest times in his life. His friend didn't even hesitate. He gave him everything he had. A few months later, the young man got successful. Then when his friend later ran into money trouble and asked for help, he laughed and said, "Figure it out yourself. Everybody has problems." Years went by. The friendship fell apart. Eventually, the successful man realized how wrong he'd been. He apologized sincerely. His friend accepted it. They shook hands. They even started talking again. But something had changed. Anytime money, trust, or promises came up, that old memory would quietly come back. Not because forgiveness didn't happen, but because the hurt had been real. That's what a lot of relationships look like. Some people forgive and try to move on like nothing happened. Others forgive, but they're a little more careful after that. Some keep their distance. And some struggle for years because the pain was just too deep. You don't get to decide which one someone falls into. You don't get to tell someone how fast they should heal. What you can control is whether you become the reason someone has to carry that kind of memory. Before speaking harshly, before breaking someone's trust, before embarrassing someone in public, before staying silent when they needed you, pause. Think, because words can be forgiven, but they might never be forgotten. Actions can be forgiven, but they can change how someone feels around you forever. The goal in life shouldn't just be to ask for forgiveness after you've hurt someone. A better goal is to be the kind of person who thinks before causing the hurt in the first place. Because even though forgiveness can heal relationships, some memories never fully go away. So today, choose kindness, choose honesty, choose empathy. Because even when people forgive, they may still remember. And sometimes that changes everything. If this made you think, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more conversations that help us think a little deeper.